Hey guys, what's going on? It's Coco Luca here, bringing you breast tips, tricks, and tutorials to make having fun affordable. And in today's video, it is the start of Buffalo Plaid season. Okay, anyway. So today's video, we have 3 projects for you that will help you decorate this holiday season. They all have a theme of buffalo plaid, and these are actually projects that I'm going to hang in my living room and use on my dining table. So if you guys enjoy the project, don't forget to like, and I will see you guys on the other side. Thanks. So the first part of this project, you want to lay down your charger plate and start gluing your bases to the charger plate. So I started with the 9-inch base as a focal point, and then I added the 2 smaller 4-inch bases in front of that. Next, you're going to take 1 package of Epsom salt that I got from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to pour that evenly into each vase. Of course, the taller vase is going to have more salt than the other 2, but you want to try and evenly distribute them as best as possible. So next I used the decorative picks that I got from the dollar store and curved them around the vases. I also used these acorns that I got last year from Michaels, and I just kind of arranged them around the charger plate. I didn't glue anything down just in case I change my mind. Now these bells came off the bell garland, and I only used 2 of them, and I used the string that came with the garland to tie the 2 bells together, and then I measured about 1/2 inch down and tied and cut the string, and then glued the string directly onto the paper. And that is our centerpiece that I'm putting on my dining room table. So let's go on to the next project. For our second project, we're going to use the same 12x12 cardstock from the first project, and we're going to apply a generous amount of Mod Podge all over one side of the wood plank. And you're going to put the cardstock face down and then put the wood plank Mod Podge side face down onto that. And that'll make the wood plank adhere to the back side of the paper, and then that way when you flip it over and everything's dry, it will look like the wood plank is the buffalo plaid print. So you want to let this dry for about a couple of hours and have something heavy on top of it, because it does help it adhere smoothly to the surface. Next, you're going to want to cut out each of your planks. I'm actually only using 2 of these planks for the project, but I wanted to show that you can use actually 3 whole planks on 1 piece of cardstock. So if you did want to make a 3-section wood sign, you can do that as well. And I'm just basically going around and trying to get as close to the edge as possible. And don't worry about the jagged edges, because we are going to kind of hide that in our next step. So just try and get as close to the edge as you can, but it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be smooth. So next we're going to use our rope from the Dollar Tree to adhere the 2 pieces of wood sign together. I just kind of measured out the length of the wood sign as kind of like a template, and then I think I even cut it a little bit shorter. So there was about a 2-inch gap in between the 2 pieces of wood. So obviously if you were going to make a 3-panel wood sign, then you would actually cut your rope longer, but I'm only wanting the 2, so I'm doing it this way. So once you have your two pieces glued together, you want to go ahead and get your paint out. I'm using this white paint from Michaels and a sponge brush, and I'm just basically brushing along the edge. And this is what I meant by the edge doesn't have to be perfect when you cut it, because I'm using the white paint to hide any blemishes but also give it that frosty snowed in look. So it will actually hide, the white paint will actually hide any blemishes of the pour cutting job if you have one. So once you have your sign completely painted around the edges, you're going to let it dry and use the same paint to paint your wood letters. Now I got these wood letters from the Dollar Tree, and I actually had to use 2 packages because the set only comes with the 26 letters of the alphabet. So if you buy 2 packages, because I needed 2 M's and 2 R's, then you will have to buy 2. So now that everything is dry, we're going to go ahead and flip our sign upside down and adhere our twine to the sign. I just measured out, of course, the length of the sign and put about an inch worth of hot glue and put the twine up against the rope, and then did the same thing on the other side. So once that is good to go, we're going to flip it back over face up, and we're going to glue our letters down with hot glue. So once I did get to the end, I realized I had extra space, so I found these pine needles and a berry to add as a little accent. So you guys can pretty much, put a bow or some ribbon at the end of Merry Xmas. Since it is a short word, there is a little bit of space on the side. And basically once everything is dry, this is your final project. So you can hang this on your front door, you can put it in your dining room, whatever you guys think is appropriate. And we will move on to our final project. Now for our final project, we're using the 7-inch embroidery hoop. We're going to separate the 2 hoops by unscrewing the outer ring metal piece from the inner ring, and that just loosens it. So with our inner ring, we are going to use this buffalo plaid bandana to cover the inner ring once I get this staple out. And we're going to basically just unfold it and spread it out. I'm actually going to only use the far corner of the bandana because I want to actually save the material for something else. And once you have that spread out, you're going to put the outer ring on top of the smaller hoop with the fabric in the middle, and you're going to tighten it with a screw at the top and tighten it as tight as you can. This is very important that it's as tight as possible because you don't want the fabric to get loose, since we are using it as a backdrop for some letters. So once you have that all squared away, you're going to flip our face down and cut around the embroidery hoop as close to the rim as well, because you don't want the fabric to be loosened by any stray pieces. So it doesn't have to be a perfect cut, but I would say cut as close as possible without loosening the fabric. Next, you're going to get your garland. from the Dollar Tree, and you're gonna unravel that. I think this is a 9-foot garland, so obviously for a 7-inch hoop you're not going to use the entire thing, but you do want to unravel most of it. So you're going to start at the top of your embroidery hoop where the metal fastener is, and I didn't measure, I just kind of hot glued around the rim. So I started on the front side of them where the wood meets the fabric, and just hot glued around the edge, pressing down the garland as I go. And you're going to do that for the entire front rim of the garland. And I'm going to fan out some of the pine needles so they look a little more fluffy. And as you get to it, you're going to want to cut the as close to the metal rim as possible. So that's your first layer. And then I went for the next layer, you're going to want to glue on the flat edge. So place the hot glue there, and then again, starting from the embroidery fastener side, you're just going to glue all the way around, glue as you go, and make sure that you press firmly down onto the garland so that it adheres tightly to the hoop. And once you get to the end, of course, just cut, and then if it's a little loose, just apply some extra glue and you should be good to go. Now this peace sign I got from the dollar store as well, and it comes with its own twine, so I'm actually going to take the twine off, leaving the staples in the back. But I'm going to take the twine off of the sign and actually use that to hang the sign. So I'm going to find out where the top of the hoop is and make sure I put the peace sign right side up, because the top of the hoop is where I'm going to use the twine to hang it from. So once you glue down your words, you just want to press firmly on both sides to make sure that the words are adhering to the fabric. And then you're going to take your twine and kind of twist it and thread it through the fastener, tie it in a knot, and then thread it once again and tie at the top of the loop and knot as well. And that is our final project. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was a little long, but I really wanted to show you guys a few things I've been working on to decorate my home, and hopefully these ideas can help you guys out, and I will see you guys in the next video.